We're now at the point in the service. It's my honor to invite Mandy Groves up here to give the word this evening and words of her personal testimony. And we look forward to hearing Mandy speak. So I'll turn the attention over to Mandy.
Nick. Hi, guys. Oh, wrong way. Oh, goodness. I told Nick that I felt like I had been, when he asked me, I felt like I had been led to do this. A lot has happened in my life, and I've had a lot of traumas that have been very difficult to deal with. And it started out in the church, gangbusters. My whole family, we were here all the time. We did the bell choir, we did the fellowship. I did puppets and clowns, and we were Bluestone and Montreat. And it was so much fun, and it was great to be a part of that. But I got to the point where I went to college, and I was starting to question everything. And I was questioning a lot about myself, and not just my faith, but also my sexuality. And that there was a time in the church where I didn't feel welcome. And I know that there were people who called me an abomination. And that's very hard to deal with. It really hurt. But, so I still believed in Jesus. I still believed in God. I still talked to God, but I felt like I was less than. And I was worried that I was going to go to hell and struggle with it. And when in the 90s, I was in my early 20s, and I was on my way with some friends to the Little Affair concert in Columbus. And we were driving along, and everything was just fine. And then all of a sudden, I hear a voice in my head. It says, "Put on your seatbelt." And I did. I was in the back seat. And that wasn't at a time where people had to wear seatbelts. So it was unusual, particularly in the back seat. And 10 minutes later, the driver tried to overcorrect. We flipped 3 times. My head hit the pavement through the glass 3 times as we went. The car landed upright, and it was pandemonium at that point. The girls in front were screaming, crying. I was just kind of at a loss, and these 2 guys, kind of rough kids, came up and they got our cooler before the police came. And they carried that away, and then immediately a guy stopped who was a nurse that I had met the week before, and it's just on the road. And so he stopped, and this all happened immediately. And another couple stopped, and it was an emergency room doctor, and his wife who was an EMT. Well, I had some silk scarves in the back seat. Hippie always has them. And so he took a silk scarf and he wrapped it around my head. And I didn't even realize how badly I was really hurt. I mean, head wounds bleed a lot anyway, so I was bleeding. He put his hands on my head. And I have to tell you, I felt something I have never, ever felt before. And it was pure bliss. I can't explain it. It was heaven. I've never felt anything like it since, never before. I could feel the power going through me and out my feet and out my hands and out the top of my head. And I felt no pain. I felt nothing. I just felt supreme joy and bliss. And I thought, okay. And we went to the hospital, And it turns out, I was okay. I just had some soft tissue damage because my head was okay. And so after that, I lived a lot of life. And I felt like, when you have an experience like that you have a purpose, and that they're saving you, God is saving you for a purpose. Well, I didn't know what that purpose was. And I worried and I thought, I don't know what my purpose is. And, but I knew when I felt like I was sharing a piece of that bliss. It happens when you go to the grocery store and you see that little old lady trying to reach for the box of cereal, and you get to talking to her a little bit, and she tells you about her cat, and, or it's the little things where you can really make a difference in somebody's life and not even realize it by something small and simple that really touches them. And that's the kind of purpose that I believe in. I believe that it's a daily purpose to try to make a good day for somebody else and just and be there. And so all of this, because of the abomination stuff and also because I struggled with mental illness, church had been a very difficult place for me to be. I had come to the crossing when my dad and my boyfriend and my brother played in the band, and but at that time it was uncomfortable for me because of my mental illness. And so I didn't go to church. I came back for some of the crossings, and then it had been a while, and I heard that Nick was going to do this open mic thing. And I thought, I don't have anything to do. I live by myself. My boyfriend's dead. Me and my mom are together every day. But I thought, that might be kind of fun. And I'll just go and listen. So I came, and I listened, and I thought, maybe that'd be fun to do. Because that's stuff I used to do a whole long time ago that I thought was gone, that I could never do again. And so I came, and I came back. And then I said, how about a praise service? And we got that. And so I came back. And I feel like more and more whole. I feel more part of myself and part of, God's creation. And I'm not ashamed anymore. And so I thank you all for being so welcoming. And when it was so hard to get to know me, and I can feel so much of a difference. I mean, I was so stiff when I first started coming back here. It's hard to talk to anybody, and I wasn't my full self yet. And I thank you all so much for giving me that. And I look forward to coming to church. Now, I haven't made it in the big house very much. I'm a CEM, Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day. But I'm okay with this. I come here. So, thank you all.